Hello everybody and welcome to All Things Football, where today we will be discussing Manchester United's 9-0 victory over Southampton at Old Trafford, which equals the highest ever margin of victory in Premier League history, which coincidentally was another match against Southampton. Oh, all right, that's the intro.
That's it. So actually, before we actually get into the video, I'd actually like to say thank you for 50 subscribers in 5 videos. So thank you everyone. And also, we'll be also reflecting on all the other games. So we have Wolves, Arsenal, Newcastle, Crystal Palace, and Sheffield United, West Brom. So let's get onto it. 9-0.
I think we need to start where we would start.
Mm-hmm.
What are your opinions on the starting lineups?
You might have seen my tweets. My lineup. I didn't like the lineup. Why was Fred playing? Why is Pogba on the bench? But you know what? I can't even complain. I actually can't complain.
I think it's all nice and well winning 9-0, but I'm not going to try and be Captain Hindsight today. Pogba shouldn't have been on the bench, but it's understandable given that we have Everton in the next game. It is going to be a tricky match. So I hope he's being rested for that game. I would have preferred Bailly to play. And other than that, I can't think of any significant changes I would have made to the starting lineup.
Yeah, as you said, Bailly, I think Bailly definitely should have played. Lindelof, I mean, he didn't have to do much. I thought Bailly might have come on late in the game, but no, we brought off Cavani and brought on, Van der Beek. We'll get into that.
It was nice to see him play.
Martial and obviously Dan James, who got a goal.
Yeah.
So where do we start? Start with the red card. 2 minutes in.
Funny enough, I walked out of the room to get a glass of water and I missed it. But upon seeing the replay, I can't see anything other than a red card. It's not even going to be appealed. It's unfortunate that it was a young player to get sent off. He's obviously had a bit of pre-match excitement. He's gone into the game with too much energy, too much channeled aggression, if you want to call it that. And it's a horrible tackle on McTominay. Fortunately, he was able to carry on. It wasn't a serious injury, but it was a deserved red card.
And that just changed the whole game. So from then on, when I scored the first goal, I can't remember the order of the goals. And even can I actually can't remember the order. I think
Wan-Bissaka.
It was Wan-Bissaka.
Well,
Shaw, brilliant again. Another good game from Shaw.
I'm gonna stop you there. Robertson and Trent come outside. You're talking about a Shaw assist for a Wan-Bissaka goal.
Shaw, he is the best left back right now in the league.
100%.
People saying Tierney, people saying Robertson, but no, I don't see them. I don't see them right now.
In terms of consistency throughout the season as well, Luke Shaw's been up there along with Robertson, and I think at the moment, he's playing better football than Andrew Robertson. Every single match, he's putting in the same crosses, and defenders cannot deal with them. He's getting more assists now. You can tell that the confidence that he had when he was a teenager is fully back in his head. Football is a mental game, and after an injury like he suffered against PSV, it has taken him a few years to get back to the type of runs he was making, the type of performances and energy levels he's putting in. It's just amazing to see, and I'm happy that he's at our club.
Yeah, and obviously, as I said last episode, Wan-Bissaka was getting into the box last couple of games, and again, it paid off. This time, a Shaw cross, a Wan-Bissaka back post. I'm pretty sure you thought he was going to miss.
Yeah. You didn't know where that ball went, man.
I think he was surprised as well when it went in.
He was like, okay.
So that was the first goal.
I'm gonna need to get the goals up on my phone just so I remember the order and
and then
who actually scored.
Yeah, the next goal was actually, I'm pretty sure it was Marcus Rashford. I'm having to scroll down to find all the goals.
It was rumours cut back for Marcus Rashford. It was a nice finish. Rashford did play well today for the time that he was on the pitch. I don't think he played brilliant. He played just well enough to. I mean, we won by a big margin, but I think you could tell in the back of their mind it was always a comfy game. They knew they didn't have to be in sixth gear. We weren't even in fourth gear, man. We were playing gear 3 the whole game. It's just unfortunate for Southampton that they were playing catch up in terms of the scoreline and the players on the pitch for the whole game. So it was a nice finish though.
Yeah, from what I could see, Rashford was in the mood. And when he's in the mood, we tend to win games. last game against Arsenal, I didn't see he was in that type of mood. But I guess back on the left-hand side, playing with Luke Shaw on the left, he was definitely in the mood. He was comfortable, playing 1-2s, getting shots off. But then the next goal, created by Rashford, that was the own goal.
Rashford, I cannot remember who I discussed this with. I'm not sure if it was with you. Rashford did get the assist for that. Well, that's what the commentator said. I think I'm probably wrong saying this, but there must have been a rule change in the own goal assist, whoever gets the assist, because I'm pretty sure I heard the commentator say Rashford does get the assist, even though it's an own goal. But Bednarek, man, he's not sleeping tonight. To
be honest, he did make some good defensive headers during that game. But it was unfortunate. The ball was literally flashed across the box. It was inevitable that was going to be in. Fred was behind him. Actually, you don't know. We don't know if Fred was scored, but Fred was behind him. Let me not start on Fred.
The fake Brazilian, man.
Let me not start on Fred. Fred, Next goal.
Cavani. Great cross for a Cavani header. I needed a Cavani goal today. After the Arsenal match, I feel like you could sense his frustration at the lack of confidence. Great header. Perfect header, actually. And an even better cross, in my opinion. I think Cavani might have been the only player in that box that didn't have a defender on him within a proximity of around a metre. And as we said before, Luke Shaw's just coming up and up and up, and that's just an indication of what he can be and what he is at the moment.
Yeah, and as you've been saying last few episodes, Cavani needs to be playing up front, playing as a striker, because this is what he can do.
Yeah,
he can actually cross the ball into the box because we expect him to header the ball, whereas maybe a Martial or Rashford up front, you can't really cross it into the box because the movement's not there and they don't have the aerial threat as well.
Yeah. And then I believe that was the fourth. I think Shea Adams' goal was disallowed when would it be 4-1?
Yeah, it would have been 4-1.
It's unfortunate for them, not unfortunate for us, but I think it still does show our vulnerabilities at the back. A simple free kick, so easy to defend. I don't think it was offside, by the way. Fred made the first block, but he did that twice in this one game, by the way, falling over and missing the ball completely. It looks like he looks amateurish. I know you can say, oh yeah, he's just off balance, but he didn't look good. And he done it twice in the same game. So you could see De Gea as well. He lost his shit when that goal went in, when the ball went in the back of the net, straight to Fred. Looked like he was swinging punches. But
Fred, I think Fred just out of position. Why is he left back? I didn't get why we put him left back. Telles is on the bench. You could easily play Telles. Obviously, you wanted to bring on Van der Beek. That's fair enough, but we don't need Van der Beek, Fred, McTominay, Bruno.
It paid off.
Yeah, I mean,
we outscored ourselves in the second half. Although Fred was playing left back, not his natural position. He is a professional footballer. He is a defensive midfielder. Even at amateur semi-pro level, which we've been at, you don't just play one position. A central midfielder will drop in a centre back every now and then. We'll drop in at full back. I've done it. I'm not sure what was said to him. Maybe he was just there on a team sheet, but he certainly didn't play there after the first 5 minutes of the second half. But it was a weird move to play him at left back. I've never seen it before.
Yeah, and then going on to the fifth goal, Anthony Martial.
That was great ball by Bruno Fernandes. Martial
that was the one where Bruno chipped it over, and he chested it down. Yeah, that was
great strength as well from Martial against Bednarek, because he got bodied, but he didn't move at all. And I reckon without that strength, that goal definitely wouldn't have gone in, because he managed to keep the ball under control in pretty difficult circumstances and an amazing finish into the roof of the net. And I think that might have been a goal that completely just ruined Southampton, because floodgates opened after that.
Yeah, we literally just kept scoring. I don't know. Literally 2 minutes later, Scott McTominay
What a goal.
Literally just fired it into the bottom right corner. I don't even know how it came about. Literally, it was just 2 minutes after, so obviously I wasn't paying attention. Then I see the ball in the back of the net.
I want to say, I feel like I'm making this up completely, but I want to say maybe a pass got blocked or intercepted and it just kind of bounced / rolled out to McTominay. I'm not taking anything away from McTominay, because those type of strikes are some of the more difficult in football, just hitting it just over the top of the ball. I mean, just over the middle of the ball. That was nasty. The only thing I was concerned about, it looked like Van der Beek was trying to interfere with the play. And I thought, I don't even know if it was offside because they didn't replay it, but I thought maybe it might be disallowed for that. But obviously it wasn't. It was a great strike, and I'm happy for Scott.
Yeah, and talking about Scott, he was actually the BT Sport Man of the match. What do you think about that?
Nope.
Would you say he's yours?
Nope. My man of the match was Wan-Bissaka.
Really?
He got a goal and an assist, and he was, what defensive work he had to do, it was spot on. I don't think we could have asked for anything more from him. Obviously, everyone played well. There could have been about 3 or 4, but I just feel like because of the goal and the assist from a right back, that he's my man of the match.
To be honest, I would have given it to Cavani. Literally, just his work he did in the first half. Every single touch he did in that first half was effective.
Yeah.
I think that's just the best half we've had of a striker. And obviously he's brought off, but yeah, I think it's Cavani.
I think you're speaking about the substitutions as well with that. I would have, if Luke Shaw had completed the game, he would have been my man of the match, but obviously he didn't. So I don't feel like, I mean, unless you come on like Lewandowski didn't score 5, you can't be man of the match if you've only played 40 minutes of football, in my opinion. But we could have had about 3 to 5 different man of the match contenders right there. And I want to say as well, Pogba didn't even play, and we're winning 9-0. I know I said in the last episode of this, we have a weak mentality. Again, kind of justifies my point, because we just the ebb and flow of the way we play is just astonishing. But the fact that we won 9-0 without Paul Pogba, who I think is our most talented player, is incredible.
Yeah, what I was surprised with is the fact that we were able to break down Southampton. They had 10 men parked at the bus, and we were able to break them down with the players we had, like Fred, McTominay, and Bruno. I was actually surprised. Obviously, Fred in the first half, I had my groans, like misplaced passes again. I was like thinking, Pogba, if you have Pogba, he just made that pass so easily. But obviously, it paid off in the end, 9-0. I mean, we didn't need Pogba. At least we rested him ready for the next game.
Yeah, I have no complaints. But
I'm sure if it was another result, maybe if we just scraped 1-0 win, or, maybe drew the game, then we'd be complaining.
Yeah, and that's normal, because there are people on the bench or people not playing that can change that result. But what I would say as well, I know you went down to 10 and then eventually 9, but you should never ship 9 goals. It is about damage limitation, and we were playing against a few youngsters, not first team regulars in the Saints side, and we passed them to death. Like, we ran them into the ground like I haven't seen before in a very, very long time. So that would have played a massive part in us. We were scoring simple goals. We weren't
well. We went from one side of the pitch. Okay, it didn't work there. Then we switched it quickly to the other side of the pitch.
There was no panic.
We were moving the ball fast, and that's something that we've not seen this season.
Yeah,
we're actually moving it fast, moving it side to side. Even from the first minute of the game, the intensity was there. The players are now up for it. I think they know that we need to win these games. We need to push on and get these points.
The only time I've seen us move the ball like that was the first 25 minutes against Sheffield United. But the difference today is we sustained it and we made something of it over and over again. We were lethal. Today. The amount of times we've seen in the Premier League and European leagues, you're 4-0 up at half time, you're 3-0 up at half time, and the game finishes 3-0, maybe 5-0. But I don't know what went on in that half-time dressing room, but we didn't stop.
What was the tweet you were saying about what's the name? Gary Lineker. What did he say?
Oh my God. It's something like, it's amazing. I haven't seen Southampton lose 9-0 since last season. Twitter is an amazing place after a United win, I must admit.
But yeah, the 8th goal, Bruno Fernandes penalty. What is it? I don't think that was a pen.
Definitely.
I don't know what VAR's come to. We definitely need a VAR for VAR because there's something not happening at the moment.
Like, VAR squared.
Yeah.
I feel people will disagree with me, but I do think it was a penalty. He did Bednarek's knee or just very low thigh ever so slightly touched Martial's ankle. Yeah, he was looking for the contact, but that's what football is. That's what football has been for the past 15 years. I
agree it's a pen, but the red card element, because the same thing happened to David Luiz. He got sent off today for the same thing, like they clipped. Yeah.
Completely abolished today for some reason. It wasn't a red card. David Luiz wasn't a red card. I felt sorry for Bednarek. Even Martial said it wasn't a foul. I'm not sure exactly what they were talking about on the VAR through the headsets or whatever, but to give that as a red card was a disgraceful decision. It will get rescinded, which will just make the decision even worse, because now they have to play the game with 9 men, but it's just, tomorrow it's going to be gone. He's not going to get suspended, and it's just a bunch of confusion at this point.
Personally, I think VAR, I don't think we should have VAR anymore.
No,
I'm VAR out. I don't enjoy it.
VAR is good. VAR is not the human minds that are watching the screen. We need better officials. VAR is one of the best things to ever happen to our game because it eliminates silly decisions that human error misses. But then when you
but we're getting so close, like in terms of offsides, we're looking at pixels. How can the pixel define whether someone's offside, for example? Things like that makes no sense. And like using your arm, how is your arm offside when you don't shoot with your arm? Things like that.
I've thought about this a lot over the course of VAR since it was implemented. Offside is offside. If you're a micrometer offside, you're offside. Because if they start saying, oh, well, I know he was 3 millimeters offside, but because it was so close, we're going to let it slide. Then where does it stop? This is exactly what VAR was brought in for, to get those micro decisions correct. And I mean, I don't have a proper say on today's offside. I don't think it was offside, but that's just what I could see from my TV. The way I was sitting quite far away, it's not going to be the same as someone studying the screen. It might have been a millimeter offside, which is offside. But when you have officials in the VAR room in Stockley Park, I think, who were just incompetent, that's when things need to be sorted out. The level of officiating in this country has dropped massively since Mark Clattenburg and Howard Webb left. And I don't think we're going to have refs as good as those for a long time, because when Michael Oliver is the highest grade of ref that we have, I think that I just don't think that's I don't think that's a good look, because even in the World Cup, we couldn't submit any refs because we don't have any grade A referees. Mark Clattenburg officiated the Euro 2016 final, and I want to say the Champions League the year before or the same year. Mark Clattenburg was a 2010 World Cup final. We couldn't even enter a referee into just a group stage at this point. It's terrible. It's dropped massively.
Yeah, moving on from VAR, because that is a very big topic. Moving on, so the final goal, the 9th goal, I was about to say 8th goal, but the 9th goal, Dan James. So it was a ball to the back post. Nice cushion header from Bruno for a second assist of the game. Mm-hmm. And then Dan James and the little flick into the goal.
Reward him with a new 4-year extension. That's what probably we're going to do.
Yeah.
I don't think he deserved the goal, to sound really harsh. He came on, his end product is atrocious, as I've always thought. He was in the right position, he was there at the right time, which is a skill in itself. I'm happy for him, happy that we scored. Obviously, I want the players to do as best as they can, obviously, because I support the team. But it's just compounded Southampton's misery, man.
Having Dan James score.
Yeah, man. Imagine. Man. I would have loved to see Pogba come on just to get some minutes in those.
If Pogba came on, it'll be double digits. It'll be double digits. And that'll just be... I think he'd have to be sacked. He'd have to be sacked right after the game if it was double digits. I
haven't confirmed this. I haven't even done research, but I'm pretty confident in saying Ralph Hasenhüttl has to be the first manager in the last 40 or 50 years that has managed to survive 2 9-0 losses for the same club. Isn't it within 18 months?
That is just...
It's crazy.
Sense.
It's crazy how he's not going to get sacked, by the way, because of where they are in the table. Yeah. But 9-0. I don't think people will quite understand the magnitude of that result. Playing
the thing is
a hard game.
This is the Premier League.
Yeah.
And it's 9-0. I mean, maybe if you're playing Sunday League, it makes sense. But this is the Premier League. You're losing 9-0 in the Premier League.
I'm so happy.
It doesn't. The way how can you be a Premier League team? Okay, they got a red card, but most teams, there's damage limitation. It's 4-0 half time. What are you saying at half time? Why are you not changing something at half time?
You have to take off the strikers and bring on defenders.
Yeah,
anything.
Bring on defenders.
I would have been angry if Southampton literally played a back 8 and had 2 in midfield shuffling. I would have thought, yeah, they're getting walks on here. That's what they need to do, and I can totally understand that. We're getting the win, but he's naive. It's happened twice now. It's just levels of he's a good manager, but
they did change for like the first 10 minutes for the second half. They were forcing us into the middle, preventing us going out wide, getting crosses, but then they just stopped, and then the goals came in.
Because that was our game plan today. You could tell we wanted to flood the area, have a couple of people on the edge, a quick passing it across. Obviously, players get dragged across. Then as soon as we have a chance to drop it to either, I think it was Greenwood who was doing it on the right-hand side, and I want to say Fred on the left because he was in the left-back position. As soon as one of the Southampton players didn't make out quick enough, you drop it back to them quickly and have a little dinked crossing, and it worked over and over again. And they couldn't do anything about it. And I think it was because a few of their defensive players were youngsters. They haven't really played in the first team. They're not used to that level of, I say football IQ just yet. I think we took complete advantage of that.
Yeah, that was the 9-0. Ollie is here for another, I don't know how many more years.
Give him the contract extension. Let him write down any number on. I'm joking. No, we're not there yet.
No. Was there any bad performances from our team?
Nope.
No.
Not that I could see. Only thing I could say is some players I didn't realise were on the pitch for a lot of the game. But that's not them being bad. That's just everyone else being 10 out of 10. We had a few 10 out of 10s today. And that's the biggest compliment I can pay them.
Yeah, so onto the other results from today. 3-pointer between the 2 bottom clubs, West Brom and Sheffield. Sheffield won 2-1.
Great result for them.
Yeah, as I said, from when they beat us, they're going to have the momentum, going to have the confidence, and obviously now they started to win games.
I think I tweeted that Sheffield United are going to stay up, and then I looked at their Premier League table. They are not going to finish bottom, but the gap between 17th and 18th is quite a big gap, and I feel like just after one loss, Sheffield United will go into that rut they were in. I take back my tweet. I think they'll get relegated, but they're not finishing bottom. They're playing good football at the moment, grinding out results, just like they were last season. But I just don't think they have the quality to stay in the league.
On to Wolves. Wolves beat Arsenal 2-1. Obviously, Arsenal were down to 9 men as well. Firstly, David Luiz got sent off for like a similar decision to Bednarek. And then Leno decides to run out of his box, and I don't know, he just decides to palm the ball.
Misjudged it. He took one for the team. Unfortunately, it didn't pay off because they did lose, but he tried to take one for the team. clearly misjudged the path of the ball. Maybe there must have been like a tiny little mound of grass or something when the ball bounced, it can change direction, because he misjudged it by quite a distance. No complaints.
The thing is, the game was there for Arsenal to win. Yes. Wolves were so poor. Even when Arsenal went down to 10 men, Wolves were still poor. It only took a moment of brilliance from João Moutinho. It was an unstoppable strike, hit the post and went in, and that was it. I mean, even when Arsenal had 9 men, Wolves literally just passed it around. They didn't want to attack. But obviously they needed to get the 3 points, so they were happy to just pass it around, get the 3 points, and then move on.
Gilt-edged chance missed by Saka in the opening, I want to say minute. It's the little things.
And then up north in Newcastle, Crystal Palace came back from a goal down in the second minute, and then they came and beat Newcastle 2-1.
Crystal Palace are an interesting team. They could be doing so much better, but they just have these blips in form which are just terrible. They have good players. You got Eze,
very good players, yeah.
Even Ayew up front, he's a quality player. I just feel like I don't know. They could be fighting for top 9, but just as easily be scrapping for their lives at the bottom of the league. They're such a up and down team. It's quite hard to keep track of them sometimes.
Yeah, as you said, Eze, one of their best players. He was probably man of the match today. Actually, I don't know. They have such good players, and they should be doing better, but they would find themselves quite low. I mean, they could, if they sign the right players, they could be a team that could potentially challenge for like around 8th, 9th, 7th place. But I don't know. I think they just need...
Like they need a new manager.
You think so?
Yes.
You think Roy hasn't got...
Yes, he is. He hasn't. He's not got that modern day nous, I don't think. A manager like Chris Hughton, I think, could take them places. Not to the top, but higher than they are now. The game's moved on.
So yeah. On to the weekend. This Saturday we're playing Everton at home.
We have to win.
Everton, they're not in good form at the moment. I'm pretty sure, did they lose the last game?
It was a draw.
They drew.
I would say, because James Rodriguez scored with his right foot in a draw. That's what I believe, if off the top of my head. I mean,
they lost. They lost 2-0 at home on Saturday to Newcastle. I remember Callum Wilson. At home. So yeah, they're in bad form.
We need to take full advantage. We need to. I'm Manchester United, man. All the players. If any of you watch, I'm begging you, just don't get gassed, please. Because Everton will come
I can see you. I can see you watching this. Tell the rest of the team.
Harry Maguire, you're Harry Maguire. You're not Harry Ramos. You're not Harry Cannavaro. Just everyone keep grounded. We won 9-0. I'm happy, but tomorrow is another day. Everton is another match. Just keep playing the way you're playing, and we will have no problem against them. They're a good team, Everton, and on any day they can beat any team in the league. They are fighting for the top 4 this season. They have a legendary manager in Ancelotti, and they have very good players in their team, especially Richarlison, Calvert-Lewin, and James Rodriguez. But I'm begging you, Manchester United, just carry on playing the way you're playing, and we will have it, and we'll have another win.
Definitely. So yeah, 9-0. I think that's the greatest Premier League result since Ipswich. I'm pretty sure they said we beat Ipswich 9-0.
It was
26 years ago. So, so this is our greatest then. That was 9-1.
Apart from the 9-0 last season with Leicester and Southampton, 9-1 against Ipswich was the biggest deficit. So we broke our own record and equaled the all-time Premier League record. So 2 records in 1 match. Can't complain.
Also, the last time we beat Southampton 2 times in the league, we went on to win it. So I think that's the best way to end the episode. So yeah, thank you for watching this episode. Please do like, subscribe, and share. Man United 9, Southampton 0. We'll see you next episode.